ada lowongan kapal pesiar juga, hotel bintang 5, dan masih banyak lagi. Masih terbuka kesempatan untuk yang lainnya. Sekian dari saya, salam sukses luar biasa.
Baik, selamat pagi semuanya. Baik, apa kabar? Sukses luar biasa. Sekali lagi, selamat pagi. Tetap semangat, luar biasa. Luar biasa. Apa kabar? Sukses luar biasa. Oke, luar biasa. Tepuk tangan untuk kita semuanya. Baik, Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, namo buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Selamat datang di Ezzy Smart Ballroom Elizabeth International. Dan saya ini juga ingin menyapa teman-teman rekan-rekan kami yang sedang live sekarang ya, lagi tune in di live IG Instagramnya Ezzy TV, Elizabeth International, kemudian juga live di YouTube Ezzy TV. Kita lambaikan semuanya. Oke. Baik. Pertama-tama kami ucapkan terima kasih atas kehadirannya adik-adik semuanya, mahasiswa-mahasiswa Elizabeth International, dan juga di sini ada alumni dari Elizabeth International yang saat ini yang luar biasa masih menggunakan seragam kebanggaannya di sini ya, luar biasa. Tepuk tangan. Ya, kebetulan let me introduce myself. My name is Hendro Mala Yusuf. You can call me Hendro. I'm as a Director of Business Incubator in Elizabeth International. I'm very happy to be as a master ceremony in this very beautiful event. Kali ini Ezzy Talk hari ini mengangkat tema masih ya, Ezzy Talk Mindset Breakthrough bersama Placement for America and Eurotrip Cruise Line. Tepuk tangan. First of all, I would like to greet the Honorable Miss Fabiana Estrella as Director of Global Operation and Recruitment Castaway. Give applause. Okay. And also Bapak Dewa Mahendra Data as Castaway Indonesia. Kita berikan tepuk tangan. And saat ini ada Miss Ayu Kesuma Bachelor of Arts selaku Assistant Director of Elizabeth International. Dan di sini juga ada Mr. VIP Akbarwan SACHE selaku Director of Operation Elizabeth International, dan juga seluruh jajaran Board of Director, Management, and Staff yang sudah support pada kegiatan agenda Ezzy Talk pada hari ini. Seperti yang kita ketahui, Ezzy Talk adalah sebuah flagship dari kegiatan Elizabeth International yang mengusung tema memberikan pengetahuan yang luar biasa yang dibawakan oleh seorang sosok-sosok yang luar biasa, tentunya datang dari industrial, ya. Jadi tokoh-tokoh yang luar biasa ini memberikan inspirasi kepada kalian. Kami kemas dari tahun ke tahun, Ezzy Talk ini memang sangat luar biasa, memberikan inspirasi yang luar biasa untuk para alumni dan juga para mahasiswa-mahasiswa Elizabeth International yang masih aktif, ya. Jadi kita berikan tepuk tangan sekali lagi untuk Elizabeth International. Well, allow me to bring this agenda with mixed bahasa and English, Miss Fabina, yeah. But before we continue, allow me to let us pray, yeah. Let's begin with the pray before we start the agenda. So please stand up, all of you. Boleh berdiri dulu, silakan. Ya. Yeah. Allow me to guide you the pray with Indonesia and then with universal ya, dan yang lain silakan mengikuti. Berdoa dimulai. Tuhan, pada hari ini 27 September 2022 kami hendak menyelenggarakan agenda hari Ezzy Talk Mindset Breakthrough bersama Castaway. Kami memohon ridho dan izin-Mu Tuhan. Berikanlah semua langkah dan perbuatan kami dan jadikanlah agenda ini menjadi nilai ibadah dan ilmu yang bermanfaat kepada kami. Tuhan, berikanlah kami nikmat sehat dan bahagia dalam menjalani kehidupan ini. Berikanlah kami selalu kesehatan serta lindungilah kami dari segala bentuk ketidaknyamanan yang ada di lingkungan kami. Tuhan, berikanlah kesehatan serta kesembuhan untuk keluarga kami. saudara kami, kerabat kami, sahabat kami, teman-teman kami yang saat ini sedang dalam proses pengobatan maupun penyembuhan. Tuhan, Engkau yang Maha Pengampun atas segala dosa, ampunilah dosa kami, dosa orang tua kami, dosa para pemimpin kami, dan dosa para pendahulu kami. Tempatkanlah pendahulu kami semua dalam surga terindah di samping-Mu. Tuhan, kami memohon ridho-Mu untuk selalu menyertai kami, membimbing kami, dan merestui kami apa yang kami cita-citakan. Tuhan, kabulkanlah doa kami. Terima kasih Tuhan, terima kasih Tuhan, terima kasih Tuhan. Pray ends. Thank you. You may have seat. Silakan duduk kembali. Right, let us continue with the agenda, which is the opening remarks from Director of Operation in Elizabeth International, Mr. VIP Akbarwan SACHE. Waktu dan tempat kami persilakan, Mr. VIP.
Selamat pagi semuanya. Apa kabar? Sukses luar biasa. Ada yang tahu bahasa Inggrisnya gimana? Nanti kalau boleh nanya how are you? Bingung kan? Kalau saya selalu bilangnya incredibly success. Wih. Ya, jadi itu this is our affirmations to be success very soon. Very soon. Jadi mohon izin saya buka opening remark dengan panjali umat Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, shalom, nama budaya, salam sukses luar biasa. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for Miss Fabiana Estrella from Castaway, and then Mr. Dewa Mahendra from Castaway Indonesia, and also Miss Ayu to be right here with us, and of course our one of the best MC from Elizabeth International, Mr. Hendro Maulana Yusuf. Jadi hari ini hari yang luar biasa karena kita hadir di tengah-tengah kita Castaway, salah satu agensi perekrutan untuk hiring cruise line terbesar di dunia. Nah itu dia. Kalau kalian searching di websitenya, kalian bisa nemuin bahwa partnernya adalah kapal-kapal yang ada di dunia yang brandnya well known. Nanti akan dijelaskan lebih detail oleh Miss Fabiana dan juga Mr. Dewa. Jadi Mr. Feb nggak akan spoiler dulu di sini. Dan langsung nanti di sini ada juga hadir beberapa alumni yang punya cita-cita nih, pengen berangkat ke kapal pesiar, pengen coba kapal pesiar itu kayak gimana. Mereka udah datang ke sini, mereka bahkan sudah siapin dengan dokumennya dan bisa langsung nanti setelah acara kita akan terima CV-nya dan langsung mulai berproses untuk mekanisme dokumen dan segala macamnya. Berangkat kerja di luar negeri itu memang terlihat dan terdengar sangat berat ribet karena kita nggak tahu prosesnya. Tetapi kalau kalian sudah paham dan tahu dengan prosesnya, itu akan menjadi rutinitas yang biasa akan kalian lakukan. Karena banyak sekali pendahulu-pendahulu kakak-kakak kelas kalian yang sudah pulang pergi ke kapal pesiar, which is yang udah biasa. Dulu bilang, aduh ribet ya sir, ngurusin dokumennya. Tapi lama-kelamaan, saya ketemu lagi contohnya Prasta, udah 3 kali berangkat, kakak kelas kalian yang dari 2018 itu gimana, susah nggak ngurus dokumennya? Enggak ternyata, karena memang nggak tahu aja dulu sebelumnya. Tapi pas sudah tahu biasa aja udah ngurus dokumennya seperti itu. Dan dia sangat menikmati bagaimana dia berkarir di cruise line itu sendiri. Which is kalau kita bicara cruise line ada yang di sini punya niat untuk merubah perekonomian di keluarga kalian, angkat tangan boleh? Oke, terima kasih. silakan turun. Keluarga saya udah kaya sir, tapi saya pengen bikin tambah kaya, ada juga, kayak gitu. Dan ini kesempatan yang luar biasa yang bisa kalian dapatkan bekerja di cruise line itu. Gajinya nggak sedikit ya, gajinya gede karena conversion itu dari entah itu dari US dollar ataupun dari euro. Jadi itu dia, itu yang pertama. Tippingnya, wah tippingnya luar biasa. Tippingnya itu balap-balapan dan rata-rata selalu menang dari gajinya, tippingnya. Ya, no wonder orang-orang kapal pesiar yang benar dia pintar untuk mengolah atau memanage uangnya, mereka pulang itu bawa uangnya banyak banget, bahkan langsung renovasi rumah lah, bikin usaha dan segala macam. Itu bukan hal yang mustahil ya. Jadi di sini waktunya kalian, dan kalian kuliah di Elizabeth International, kita memberikan kalian ruang dan waktu untuk bisa merencanakan karir kalian lebih baik. Jadi bukan hanya sekedar tentang bagaimana kalian kuliah di Elizabeth International, tetapi ini juga tentang bagaimana kalian nanti juga bisa memiliki karir, bahkan karir internasional, baik itu nanti di kapal pesiar ataupun mau di darat. Jadi pastikan semuanya direncanakan dengan baik. Semuanya direncanakan dengan baik. Itu dia. Karena ini penting, jangan sampai kalian menjalankan sesuatu tanpa rencana. Karena ada pepatahnya bilang, jika kalian gagal untuk berencana, maka kalian berencana untuk gagal. Itu dia. Jadi artinya apa? Artinya kalian harus bisa berencana dengan baik. Itu dia. Jadi hari ini kalau kalian bawa note kalian atau catatan kalian, silahkan catat sebanyak-banyaknya. Walaupun kalian new student, oh saya masih on the job training, tapi kalian cari informasi sedalam-dalamnya, cari informasi seluas-luasnya, dan langsung masukkan ke dream book kalian. Kalau misalnya kalian mau revisi, saya kayaknya nggak jadi profesional di Bali deh, saya pengen ke cruise line, saya pengen ke cruise ship, saya pengen USA trip, saya pengennya Euro trip atau Asia trip, dan silakan kalian formulasikan semuanya di dream book kalian. Dan mudah-mudahan apa yang kalian tuliskan semuanya di dream book itu menjadi kenyataan. Itu dia. Nanti siapin pertanyaan-pertanyaan terbaik kalian. Apapun itu, kalian bisa langsung tanyakan nanti bersama dengan Miss Fabiana dan juga Mr. Dewa yang hadir di tengah-tengah kita hari ini. Jadi itu saja mungkin bisa Mr. Vip sampaikan. Terima kasih, selamat belajar semuanya, selamat untuk merencanakan cita-cita hebat di masa depan kalian. Saya tutup dengan Parama Santi, Om, Santi, Santi Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, nama budaya, salam sejahtera, salam sukses luar biasa untuk kita semua. Terima kasih.
Baik, terima kasih. Give a close with nice ya. Tadi sudah ditanya ya. If someone asks you, how are you today? I am good. Incredibly success. Coba ulangi lagi ya. Incredibly success. Oke, how are you today? Luar biasa. Tepuk tangan untuk kita semuanya. Oke, terima kasih Mr. VIP sudah memberikan nasihat yang luar biasa. Yang tadi sudah disampaikan bahwa internasional di sini kaitannya dengan Elizabeth International ya. So, disinilah ajang kalian untuk memulai mempersiapkan diri kalian ya. Jadi saat ini memang kalian sedang proses untuk menjadi seseorang yang luar biasa, dan akhirnya kita bukan hanya sekolah Elizabeth International, ada internasional di belakang. So this is true. We are going abroad, right? We are going having opportunity abroad. Ya, baik itu kapal pesiar, cruise line, yang lain pun ada, ya, hotel pun ada di luar negeri. Oke. Next, we are to the next agenda, yaitu opening remarks from Miss Ayu Kusuma, Bachelor of Art as Assistant Director of Elizabeth International. Waktu dan tempat kami persilakan. Terima kasih.
Selamat pagi, good morning everyone. Apa kabarnya? Ditanya apa kabarnya, jawabnya salam sukses luar biasa. Karena pakai bahasa Inggris. Apa kabarnya? Sukses luar biasa. Om Swastiastu. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, nama budaya, salam sejahtera. Untuk kita semua, salam sukses luar biasa. Good morning to Miss Fabiana, to Mr. Dewa, Mr. Phip here, and we have Mr. Andrew, and everyone, Asian, current students, alumni, the one that is present in this smart Ezzy ballroom, and the one who's online at the moment for this session. We're glad to have Miss Fabiana from Castaway, straight away coming to Bali to see you guys here, and Mr. Dewa here as Castaway Indonesia. So this time, we'll have an information about how to join a cruise line wherever you go. If you guys haven't heard about Castaway, you guys will have to know more after this. But one thing for sure, Castaway work with one of the best, probably like everything, like the best cruise line in the world globally, okay? So have you guys heard of Carnival before? Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean. So all of these names, the important ones, the one that you have heard everywhere, works with Castaway. So Castaway has been working and recruiting people for cruise line for more than 20 years already. Am I right, Miss Fabiana? 25 years. Jadi sudah ada even before you guys were born. They're already there. They're already so experienced and know what to get like for the best cruise stuff. Jadi kalian udah tidak usah khawatir ya nanti kalau kedepannya kalian ingin belajar di cruise line, we have Castaway here. Jadi cruise line-nya tuh udah bukan yang odong-odong atau apa, kalian pergi gitu, enggak. Udah langsung ada Castaway Indonesianya juga. Udah tanpa babi bu, kalian langsung gitu ya. So, who's present here wants to work in the cruise line industry? Raise your hands. Okay, we have a couple of people. Maybe after this, after the information, they'll get to know more. And hopefully, they'll be able to open up their mind for the cruise line industry. Because I know maybe for some of you guys are still confused. You guys still don't know which industry to use yet. Because you guys have lots of options here in Elizabeth International. I'm not gonna talk for a very long time. I want to cut it short. I want you guys to get the best information today from both Miss Fabiana and Mr. Dewa here. Jadi, jangan ngantuk ya, didengerin baik-baik. Yang online juga, jot down the points. Ask questions if you guys have questions. Don't hesitate. Ask any single question that you guys have in mind. Yang jelas ya, kayak gimana. Jadi habis ini kalau mau tanya-tanya bisa langsung ke Mr. Dewa bisa. Ke Miss Fabiananya juga langsung bisa ya. Sama yang seperti disampaikan Mr. Phip juga, ini adalah waktu untuk kalian semua plan. Satu-satu dari awal. Oke? Jadi yang masih bingung, ayo fokus. Yang masih bingung, kedepannya mau cruise line atau enggak apa-apa. Tapi bisa dimasukin ke note kalian dulu ya. Just in case nanti kalian ada change of plan mungkin ke depannya. Atau gimana-gimana, bisa banget. Lewat Castaway di Elizabeth International. Jelas semuanya? Yang smart dong, jelas? Oke. Udah ya, nggak usah yang gimana banget gitu, tegang nggak, tapi disiplin iya, tetap dengerin. Karena pasti infonya bakalan cakep banget buat kalian semua. Pasti keren dan penting gitu. Dari kapan lagi gitu datengin Castaway-nya langsung ke sekolah kalian gitu kan ya. Sekian dari saya, Om Santi Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, nama budaya, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Salam sukses luar biasa. Terima kasih.
Baik, terima kasih. Give big applause for Miss Ayu Kusuma as Assistant Director of Elizabeth International. Ya, relax ya, tidak usah tegang dan be nervous because we are having fun here. And then just short information about this agenda, which is we'll be having a small presentation from Miss Fabiana first, right? And then there will be some talk show and then question and answer after that. All right, before we continue to the next agenda, I would like to give some edification from Miss Fabiana Estrella. Miss Fabiana Estrella was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Do you know? Have you ever done that before? Sao Paulo, Brazil. Ya, kalau yang tahu Ronaldinho, tahu ya? Oke. Makanya bajunya warna hijau. That's why your suit now is green because normally will be green. Okay, but lives in London, Ontario, Canada since 2008. She speaks fluently Portuguese, English, Spanish, and she has some knowledge of Italian, French, and French. Yeah? She carries a bachelor degree in communication and media, postgrads in business management with major in hospitality industry and tourism, international business and human resources management. Over the past 20 years, she has acquired experience in customer service, businesses development, key account management, media, entertainment event, marketing, market research, hospitality training and coaching, international business development and recruitment. In 2015, she decided to tick one of more boxes of her bucket list and took her first cruise ever. She took the Behind the Fun tour and decided she wanted to join the cruising industry. She got hired through Castaway as a media manager and completed 2 contracts at sea. She met her husband and bride, and together they retired from life at sea and relocated back to Canada. Miss Fabiana's passion for the cruising industry continues as she manages the operate the South America and South Africa division, as well as being Castaway's Director of International Expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Fabiana Estrella. Give applause.
Terima kasih. I don't know if I said this right, but terima kasih. I'm very humbled to be here in Indonesia. It was always on my bucket list as well to be here. And now I'm here seeing amazing people, great hospitality here. So I could share and speak to you guys for hours. Very passionate about my job. Since this description, I actually took over a more leadership role now. So I'm only in international expansion and recruitment. So dealing directly with the clients, and we are present in more than 15 countries around the world. But definitely very warm-hearted, because Indonesia is one of the greatest places in the planet. The clients that we work with, they love people from Indonesia. So it's great to see also the Elizabeth International working so closely with you to provide you different career options and career paths in this international industry. So when I joined the cruising industry, definitely something that was said here to have fun, right? I don't remember something said about have fun. So when we work on the cruise ships, people go on vacation, right? And they want to have fun. But we as crew members, right, if you decide to choose that career, we work very hard, but we also say we play hard. As much as we work hard, we play hard. It's a very interesting career that will take you to the top level of hospitality in the world. What you can learn on a cruise ship, you cannot learn anywhere else, because we have more than 70 different nationalities on board the same ship. So you're going to learn to the standards of 5, 6 stars plus international experience. And then if one day you decide to come back to Bali, of course you will be the best employee for any local hotel as well. But I could share so much with you guys, and I know I have only 15 minutes here. What I would like to say, the most important thing is think big. The world is big, but also very small now, right? I'm so blessed. I have visited more than 50 countries around the world. Bali now is the latest one. And my husband, I met him on board. So eventually some of the girls and boys here will also meet their half on board. He traveled 94 countries. And we have another recruiter that works with us, Leon. He worked for 4 different cruise lines, and he visited 128 countries. Which other job will give you that kind of experience? No one, right? Also, we make friends from all over the world. Everywhere I go, I have friends that I met while I was on board. So even when you are on vacation, you can go internationally and explore with your friends, right? So that's my passion, to change lives. As you know, when we work on board, we make money in US dollars. Who here likes US dollars? Nobody? Oh, I do. Right? Because when I convert the money, US dollars, with Brazilian money, US much better. We can save money for retirement, buy a house, buy a car, pay university, even for the kids, right? So it's an incredible career. Right now, it's the fastest growing career in the world. Why? There are 700 new ships being built as we speak. 700 ships more. Anybody here knows how many passengers? What's the capacity of one of the largest ships, for example, the Wonder of the Seas from Royal Caribbean? Anyone knows? Anyone has Google there? Please talk to me. Any idea? Any guesses? Any guesses? How many passengers? Someone said 5,000 in the back? Pretty close. Carnival ships have around 4,000, 4,500 guests. Royal Caribbean ships, the high class, 7,000 guests. So imagine that each ship is a floating hotel. Which resort you know that has 7,000 guests? Not many. Big, right? And how many crew members on a cruise ship? Guesses? No guesses? Around 2,000 you said? No, we have 7,000 guests. So you can't have more crew than guests. Not enough cabins. Any guesses? Close to 2,000. So we have about 1,800 crew members on a big ship like that. All right? Now, you stay 6 to 8 months on board, working every day, no days off. Let me see if I'm going to scare someone here. No days off. But then you go home for 2 months vacation. Which other job you get 2 months vacation in the year? Any job here in Indonesia give you 2 months vacation? No, right? So you work hard and then you relax for 2 months. And then if you want, you go back and then you come back home on vacation. And they're looking for people who want to build a career with them. Because every new ship that launches, they need to promote people. So they can hire more people to get started, right? So lots of jobs. Who is good in mathematics here? Anyone has a calculator? Anyone on your phones? Yes? So follow me. We said 1,800 crew members per ship, right? But some people go on vacation and then they need to have replacement for these people on the ship. So 1,800 times 2 equals to 3,600. He's good in math. And now 700 new ships. So 3,600 times 700. What's that result? So 700 times 3,600. What's that number? Who has a good guess? Anyone? You have calculators there. So what's that number? 700 times 3,600. How much is that? 35 million? 2,500,000. Wow. We need 2,500,000 people just to keep up with the new ships. Lots of jobs, right? Now, I like to use my personal examples, and I always use my husband's example. Poor him. He worked 12 years on the cruise ship. He joined as a photographer, did a few contracts as a photographer, got promoted as a photo manager. Then he decided he wanted to change department. So yes, you can also cross department. Maybe you see another position that interests you. You can apply through human resources and change if you would like, or you can grow in your own career of choice, right? He decided to be a videographer, and then he retired after 12 years as an entertainment technical manager. So he was in charge of all the big shows on board. And one day I thought, let me think how much money this man made. And I did the math. 12 years in the cruising industry, he told me the salary, and I multiplied by all his contracts. He made 330,000 US dollars. Now think like that. When you work in a hotel, you go home and you come back every day. So you have to pay rent, you pay for food, you pay taxes, you pay for your entertainment, right? If you go to the gym, you pay for internet, you pay for everything. For most people, I don't know in Indonesia, but for me in Canada, okay? I make money, at the end of the month, I have nothing, right? You spent it all by the end of the month. Now, when you work on a cruise ship, you can actually keep all that money because you have free cabin, free food, free medical care, free entertainment, free gym. So if you're good with money, maybe you're going to buy a computer, buy a cologne at the duty free, a perfume, maybe some makeup for the girls, right? Of course, you work hard, you want to also spend some with you. But you can actually keep 90% of that money. Imagine, what could $300,000 do for you here in Indonesia? Wow, right? So that's what I would like to open your eyes, because it's an incredible career for fun, for visiting the world, for making friends, to getting the best international professional experience, and to set you up for success in your future financially. So if you have not yet thought about the cruising industry, start following us, start asking questions and preparing for the future. Okay? So I don't want to talk too much more because we don't have a lot of time, but I would love to see some questions. Any questions, curiosities, whatever you want to know, because I think we have another just 10, 15 minutes. So I want to answer to some of your curiosity questions. Fair enough? Mr. Diwa, would you like to share something? Please. We're so happy to be in Indonesia now with Mr. Diwa. One thing about Castaway, everybody at Castaway has worked on board. We've been there. We've done that. We had our success stories, and now we want to share with more people from our country so you guys can have the same experience. We know all the challenges you may face so we can better prepare you for incredible success. So you don't make the same mistakes that eventually we made. Okay? So please, Mr. Diwa, I'll pass you to some questions or share a little bit with them.
Okay, thank you, Fabi. Selamat pagi, adik semua. This is my favorite place on this campus, Fabi. You see the the next generation on hospitality industry. They are very energetic, ya. Oke, adik-adik, selamat pagi semua ya. Perkenalin namanya Pak Dewa, ya. Jadi Pak perwakilan dari Castaway Indonesia. Tadi ada Miss Fabiana datang ke sini ketemu sama Dedek langsung. Ini yang pertama kali beliau datang ke Indonesia. Jadi adik-adik sambil dengerin Pak dan Miss Fabiana, adik-adik bisa cek websitenya kita. Cek aja di Castaway dan lihat siapa sih partner yang kita ajak kerjasama. Informasi untuk adik-adik semua. Kalau adik-adik ingin bekerja ke sektor kapal pesiar, that's very simple. Yang pertama, adik-adik can be communicate with the English, bahasa Inggris ya. Yang kedua, pengalaman kerja, your experience. Yang ketiga, good health with your condition. Karena ada tes kesehatan, karena ada medical check up, ya. Jadi itu persyaratannya. Kita akan mengadakan event, adik-adik, untuk job fair. tanggal 8 dan tanggal 9. Ya, ini pertama kali. Maybe this is the first time at the Bali we did the job fair. Ini event pertama with all the brand Castaway have. Contoh, adik-adik nanti di interview sama Miss Fabiana atau dengan Pak sendiri, tergantung kualifikasi adik-adik masuk kemana. If you good, you have experience in the 5-star hotel and you have a communication English maybe 95%. We have a Seabourn, we have a Princess, we have a Carnival, we have a Royal. Untuk adik-adik yang female, we have a salesperson to work.
Celebrity too?
Yes, with a celebrity. Jadi event ini kita taruh satu untuk brand yang semua tadi. Mungkin ini pertama kali agen mengadakan this one of agency will be doing this via Castaway on coming 8 October and 9. So adik besar harapannya Pak biar bisa datang untuk interview. The important thing is, please dengerin baik-baik. Ini hal yang sangat penting. Adik mau apply job di Castaway, okay? Without any charging fee. Tidak ada pembayaran, any one single 1 cent your money. Pak ulangi lagi, tidak ada pembayaran 1 rupiah. You came for free.
It is actually illegal to charge fees to the candidates, even though according to maritime law. But we know of some monkey business out there. We work for you. No cost, like Mr. Diwa said. Who pays us? The cruise line, to find the best talent. So we say our slogan is top talent to top employers. Okay, that's why we don't work with all the cruise lines, because some of them we judge not to be good management, good experience. We want only the best to the best.
Yes.
That's why we're here at Elizabeth International, because we know they prepare the best candidates out there.
Sure. Ya. Jadi adik-adik clear ya. Bisa direkam apa yang Pak bilang. You can share on social media. That's I'm saying this is the first time I can talk here for free. Tidak ada sembunyi apapun. Jadi ada yang berminat, ada link nanti, link we will send you the link. So if you are qualified, you will be inviting from our team at the office. After that, you can come to that event 8 or 9. Okay.
Diwa, important to mention, even if you're still studying here, okay, I know some are alumni, some are new students are still in school, right? No problem, because from the time you get hired until the day you actually go to the ship may take between 2, 3 to 6 months. So that's okay. Even if you apply now, but you didn't finish your school, or you still have to get your paperwork, passport, all the documentation, Mr. Diwa Castaway Indonesia team will help you every step of the way, holding hands. Until you're ready. We'll give you all the information you need to in order to be travel ready.
Yes.
For free.
Yes.
Meaning we don't charge you for the steps, the help.
Jadi tidak ada biaya apapun, disampaikan tadi sama Miss Fabiana. Untuk adik-adik yang masih aktif di kampus, masih bisa ikut join sambil belajar interview, ya. Untuk adik-adik alumni khususnya, biar kalian tahu semua. Untuk Miss Fabiana dan Pak sendiri perwakilan Castaway Indonesia, I approve from maybe we have berapa ada LPK? More than 200. Adik tahu LPK yang lain, we have more than 200 in Bali. But we came for only Elizabeth. Today only. We don't came to other campus. We don't came. We don't came.
Like we said, we want only the best.
Yes. We need to be selected for that one. And I know that your campus is very good. besar harapan Pak adik-adik bisa ikut gabung di event ini dan bantu share informasi ini kepada teman-teman yang lain. You need to share with your other people, with your friend, with your family. Tell them to come. We are always open starting from Monday to Saturday. Saturday is half day at the Jalan Melati dan Pasar. So you can come or you can see our fan page at Castaway Indonesia. At the fan page, or you can visit our Instagram. We have Castaway Indonesia. See that all that information that will be post there. Jadi semua informasi akan dipost di sana semua. Please help me to share with your other friend, your other people, to let know Castaway already at Indonesia. Is Miss Fabiana is here already? To getting you to got the top talent.
Top talent to top employers,
employer.
top cruise lines, top duty free.
Ya, jadi adik-adik yang punya pengalaman sales for your female or male also is a good. Karena pengalaman Pak sendiri, adik-adik bekerja di gift shop itu beda seperti staff atau kru yang lain, beda. Ya, jadi adik-adik kerja dengan brand-brand seperti they will work with the luxury brand, right?
Yes, all the luxury brands on board the duty frees, like we have in the airport, we have them inside the ship. And you have salary plus commission. Like some positions also on the cruise ship, you have salary plus tips.
Oh, okay.
So if you keep that smile and the great hospitality, the guests, American and Europeans, they like to tip. They're good with money. Okay? I would like to give some time to see if they have some questions.
Sure.
Huh?
We may continue with the talk show. Maybe you may have a seat.
Okay,
in the
thank
hot seat.
you.
Yes. Like you can have a drink as well. Yeah. Oke, adik-adik semuanya sambil ya boleh. Nanti kalau ada pertanyaan ya, dan juga yang ada di Ezzy TV, kemudian ada di IG juga, apabila ada pertanyaan silahkan. Oke, saya mau.
You have online also, right?
Yes, ada online juga, Pak Dewa. Yeah. Jadi saya allow me to recap about the presentation that you given to us, Miss Fabiana dan Pak Dewa. Tadi kan dibilang, so how's your first impression in Bali actually? You say that we are humble person, right? Can you tell me why you saying that? And then the opportunity of Balinese, especially Indonesia, is very big opportunity to work in cruise line. Yeah.
Thank you. People here, you feel they are very hospitable, very friendly, and it humbles me to be here in such beautiful country. I feel people, Balinese people, very grateful people, very hardworking people that have passion for hospitality. We can fake, right? Some people can fake. But I feel in Indonesia there is this natural talent, natural tradition of hospitality. You feel grateful to receive international guests here, treat us well. And we can feel that is honest, from the heart. It's your passion, not just for the job. Some people may go work on the ship just because of the money, right? And it's good for them, right? But I can tell you the guests know when it's real, when it's coming from the heart. So I always like to say when I do training in hospitality is, I personally work 16 hours a day, no days off. I'm not on the ship anymore, but I have no days off. Sometimes people tell me, oh, Fabiana, you work too much. And I say, you know what? I love what I do. And because I love what I do, I know I can change lives. And that gives me great satisfaction. I'm passionate. I love my job. For that reason, doesn't feel like job. Because I wake up excited every day to go back to work and make each one of you happy. Told Ms. Diwa the other day, and I'll share with them today. Not everything is about money in life. Money is good, right? We want to have security, success, career, right? Successful career. But some jobs, you can make good money and be unhappy. Or you are not helping other people. I personally like, it pays me much more when maybe 2-3 contracts or maybe more after, my candidates will write me a letter or an email to say, Miss Fabiana, I want to share with you something. When I had this case of a Brazilian guy, he was guest services for the Marriott Hotel in Brazil, in Copacabana, in Rio. And he didn't tell me on interview about his personal life, right? I knew he had good English, good experience, offered him the job. After 2 weeks on board, he wanted to quit. He felt missing home. He didn't like his manager very much. He thought his manager didn't like him. And he called me and said, crying, Miss Fabiana, I'm so thankful that you helped me, but I want to go home. And then I remembered him. I said, remember, Eduardo, you told me you wanted to buy this apartment for your mother? Remember, you told me you want a better future for your family? Are you going to let this one bad manager, maybe bad person, to spoil your entire career? That time he decided to stay. And then 2 contracts later, he got promoted manager. And then 5 contracts later, he was able to have saved enough money to buy an apartment for his mother. And that's the day he wrote me that email. I was in tears. That pays my heart, fulfills me when I get this feedback from people. And he said, my mom used to live in the slum, in the shanty town, where there's a lot of shooting for drugs in Brazil, very bad. I didn't tell you this, Miss Fabiana, but I wanted to take my mom out of that poverty. And now I'm so grateful. I was able to purchase that apartment. I was promoted manager, and that's all because you helped me. There's no price to that. So coming back to you, if you're passionate about hospitality, you make that great experience to the guests. They will remember you. And you know your work is changing their lives for that 1 week vacation. It doesn't feel like work. So if you love what you do, it doesn't feel hard at all.
Thank you, Miss Fabiana. Luar biasa, tepuk tangan. So, yeah, Indonesia work with heart, yeah, with passion, of course. Ya, itu terkenal ya, orang Indonesia itu memang terkenal kalau bekerja memang dengan hati. Makanya kalau senyum dengan hati itu kelihatan kok. Coba kalian senyum semuanya. Nah, makanya Miss Fabiana is very impressed with you guys because you present very well groomed, dan pastinya juga kalau misalnya kita di hotel pasti kunci pertama adalah senyum ya, ramah ya. Ramah tamah, senyum, sopan santun, dan pastinya juga itu akan memberikan impact yang luar biasa. Itu yang dibilang tadi, money will talk ya nanti ya, pasti ya. If you smile, then something will come, right? Baik, saya recap lagi. Yang lain tadi disebutkan bahwa more than 700 cruise is still ongoing, is it correct? And it will be more than 2.5 million. Nah, ini adalah kesempatan yang baik ya untuk kalian semuanya, bahwa kesempatan untuk cruise line saat ini sangat terbuka luas untuk kalian. Ya, di samping dari itu semuanya pastinya juga akan berdampak yang positif untuk kalian. Pastinya ya, tadi dari segi karirnya sangat bagus nanti. Pastinya habis dari kapal pesiar, misalkan 2 tahun, 3 tahun, mau balik lagi ke Indonesia, misalkan dari kulineri, misalkan jadi komi atau apa segala macam, balik lagi jadi eksekutif chef. Bisa? Yeah.
700 ships been built, not counting the existing ones. It's new.
New. That's correct. Jadi kesempatannya luar biasa. Baik, saya masih banyak kebetulan yang saya recap, tapi kita berikan kesempatan dulu untuk proses Q&A dulu ya. Dan juga yang ada di live IG dan YouTube, will give some question and answer now session. And now we giving in the ballroom first. Coba yang di ballroom dulu, silakan mau berikan pertanyaan, silakan. Oke, boleh. It's very excited.
Great.
Nah, ini kan ada kesempatannya ke Europe atau ke Amerika ya, Pak Dewo ya? Oke. Mau kemana, Dek?
Mau nanya.
Okay. What question? So my question is, so the theme of this Ezzy Talk is placement for America and Europe trip cruise line. Which country that would you like to go?
I would like to prefer Europe.
Europe, luar biasa. Oke, silakan.
Right. How are you, Miss Fabiana?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So before I ask you, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mahendra Udayana from Food and Beverage Service Major 1-year program. So I have two questions for you. The first one is how much the salary that we get in each department?
Which department?
In, for example, food and beverage service.
Okay, great question. And the second one?
And the second one, you said we got no days off. And what about we get sick? We get sick, and what about life insurance? Do we get it or not?
Excellent question.
Thank you.
So I'll start through the second one. It's easier. So yes, when we work on board, here in Bali, we have Ministry of Labor, right? That regulates the relationship between employer and employee. When you work on the ships, you are on international waters. So it's land of nobody, right? So under United Nations, everybody knows United Nations, right? There is UN. There is an organization called International Maritime Organization. We call it for short IMO. And they developed the working relationship. What is the obligation of the cruise lines towards the seafarers and vice versa? Okay? That is called Maritime Labor Convention, MLC. So you can Google that. But the most important part is the cruise lines will pay you life insurance, and we will also pay you medical coverage. From the time you leave Bali until the time you come back on vacation, you covered for everything. God forbid, but if you have a heart attack, right, there are doctors and nurses, there's a mini hospital inside each ship. A ship can sail without a captain, not without a doctor, okay? And they are trained in emergency. So bottom line, if needed, they will send a helicopter to save your life. If you need to be hospitalized and the ship goes to the closest port of call, they will take you to the best hospital anywhere in the world. So you are covered for life. You are covered for eventual dismemberment if some accident may happen, and also hospitalization, everything, okay? But today, we don't have Titanic very often anymore. So accidents may happen like in any other job. You trip and fall, break a leg, sprain ankle, no? Things like that. It's not a dangerous place to live if everybody follow safety protocols. So when we work on the ship, we receive a lot of training for emergencies in case they happen, such as fire, could be fire in the engine, fire in the kitchen. We have firefighters on board, but each seafarer also trained what to do. We have weekly drills. Drills are exercises. What to do in case of each type of emergency. So we're very well trained. So very rare cases that someone will die, right? If they have a heart attack, maybe, that's on God's hands. But not because of the ship environment itself, okay? So for life, all good. The other question about life and...
No days off.
No days off, yes. So when you work on a ship, according to Maritime Labor Convention, MLC, every seafarer is expected to work 8 to 12 hours every day. 8 to 12. No days off for the entire duration of the contract. But again, I like to think like this. It's like you put all your weekends together and then you take 6 to 8 weeks off. Because there's no extra cabin, no extra space on the ship for them to have replacement. For that one day that some people wouldn't work, who is going to take care of the guests? The ship is never empty, never. So when we are on the ship, we forget if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what day of the week it is. We don't remember. We know if it's embarkation day, port day, or sea day. So sea day, very busy because all the guests are on board. Most departments are very busy to feed everybody, right? Make everybody have good vacation. Very busy. You can expect that day to work about 12 hours with a break. So if you work 6 hours, your manager has to give you a break to have lunch, to rest. That break could be an hour, could be 4 or 5 hours. And then on those 4 or 5 hours, you can go to your cabin, have a nap, you can go to the crew gym, you can go read a book, you can go study another language free of cost, paid by the company, right? Or you can do whatever you want if you're not scheduled to work, okay? Now on port days, half of the guests decided to go on the islands to visit the ports of call. Less guests on board, right? So on that day, you could be working about 10 hours, 9 hours, maybe some departments even 8 hours. A little bit less because there's less guests on the ship, right? So again, you can have time, a window of time. Your break could be 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. And you can then go outside and enjoy yourself with your friends and relax and visit Cozumel, Miami, European ports, any port, right? So that's how it's outlined. That's why there's no days off. But then you get 6 to 8 weeks vacation when you go home. Okay, so you get all your weekends all together. All right? About salary, it really varies the position and the cruise line. It's hard for me to give a one answer across the board, okay? I'll give you some examples, all right? So when you start in the restaurant department, you may make about $800 salary. If you do not have fine dining experience, meaning you don't know the wines, you don't know the international menu, the condiments, the special dishes on the menu, you have to start from the casual dining, okay? And then you have gratuities. Gratuities is something that every guest pays. So let's say they pay $1,000 to go on that week cruise per person. The cruise line will charge them another 15 to 18% gratuities. And then they get all the money from the guests and split between everyone. So it's not a lot of money more, but it's some more, okay? Now, you get on board, you do your first contract on that entry-level position, let's say restaurant or snack attendant, as it's called, and then they sign you up for their university, teaching you everything you need to know to upgrade your knowledge to fine dining. And then you become assistant waiter, and then later, waiter. Then you have many tables in the fine dining that you are responsible for, and that's when the guests at the end of the cruise give you, in addition to your salary, which is about $1,300, $1,400 US dollars, that's fixed salary, then you get tips. Now, tips, it's up to you. If you are good, if you are great, or if you are wow, amazing. My last guy on board, my last waiter was from Indonesia. And also my cabin steward was from Indonesia. So I want to share this example, not to promise anyone is going to make the same kind of money like Jeff. So listen carefully. I'm not promising that any one of you will make that kind of money, but I'm going to share it's possible. So you can really open up your eyes. Jeff, 17 years working for Royal Caribbean, 17 years from Jakarta. And I said, Jeff, wow, 17 years working here. How come you're not a manager yet? He said, oh, I don't want to be a manager. I have less headache and I make a lot more money as a cabin steward. I said, really? Tell me more. He said, well, I make $500 per week. That's the salary, $2,000, housekeeping, cabin steward. I clean 20 cabins per week, twice a day. 20 cabins twice a day, right? It's a lot of work, right? He said, but on top of my salary, every guest in my section, in my deck, gives me minimum $20 tip. So my mind is mathematics. I love numbers. So I go $20 times 2, normally a couple, that's 40, times 20 cabins. How much is that? $800 per week. There's 4 weeks in the month. So he makes in tips minimum another $3,200. That's $5,200. I can tell you something. In Canada, where I live, most Canadians don't make that kind of money, even with a bachelor's degree. That's a lot of money, $5,200 a month in my currency. But he didn't finish there. He said, however, he continued. My eyes are already like this, where can I apply? And he said, some of my guests pay me $100 at the end of the week. And I go, wow. So he said, on average, I make $1,600 per week on tips. That is $6,400 in tips alone a month. Is that good money for you guys?
6.000.
Yes.
Hard job. And again, just disclosure here, I'm not promising everyone will make the same money as Jeff, but definitely Jeff is a very good cabin steward, no? And he can really sympathize and offer excellent service to his guests, because no one is going to give $100 if you do just average job.
That's right. Betul sekali. Tepuk tangan dong. Ya. Tadi kalau masalah gaji, tadi sudah disebutkan dari a lot of variative bahwa basic, of course, will be a basic, but the other thing is kalian mendapatkan ekstra di situ. Ekstranya itu kalian yang meramu, kalian bagaimana caranya untuk mendapatkan yang lebih dari itu, ya. Kemudian juga yang tadi udah disebutkan juga no days off, betul sekali. Tadi ada 3 ya, embarkasi, port day, kemudian sea days. Jadi udah dibagi semua ya. Jadi kalian juga akan ada waktunya tertentu gitu kan ya. Pastinya tidak akan berat kok. Jadi disesuaikan dengan porsinya masing-masing. Mungkin Mr. Dewa ada yang mau ditambahkan tadi dari penyampaian dari Miss Fabiana. Silakan.
Oke. Nyambung ke pertanyaan yang tadi ya untuk adanya. Jadi gini, kalau di kapal tuh kebetulan Pak juga di kapal kurang lebih 9 tahun. Di kapal itu kita emang enggak tahu, emang enggak dikasih namanya off, untuk off day, enggak seperti di Bali, enggak seperti kerja di hotel sini, ada dapat 1 hari off, enggak. Di kapal enggak ada seperti itu. Karena rotasinya ini nanti yang enggak ada ganti kalian yang cover off ini yang enggak ada. Makanya off itu dirapel ya waktu pas your own vacation. Ya. Di kapal dapat off, ya dapat per head department itu beda-beda. Ada 2 jam, itu yang kita bilang off. 2 jam, 1 jam, itu ada off-nya. Ya. But overall semua that's okay. Sampai sekarang. Biar adik-adik tahu, pelaut paling terbanyak di Indonesia, itu di Bali, adik-adik. Pak yakin keluarga kalian, kakak, misan kalian, semua yang ada di kampung tuh, rata-rata semua kerja di kapal. Ini bukan Pak yang ngomong, data yang bicara. Pelaut banyak terbesar tuh di Bali. Ya. Untuk gaji average tadi dibilang sama Miss Fabiana segitu. Tapi lagi ada di posisi bawah itu masih ada. Seperti utility, laundry. Di bawah itu ada salary-nya ya. Tapi ada hal yang harus bisa kalian kerjakan nanti di sana. Ya.
Minimum 700.
Nah,
Minimum.
$700. $700 kali 14.500. That's a lot of money. Ya. Oke, sir. Thank you.
Oke. Ya, next question. Kita lempar pertanyaan selanjutnya dari ballroom atau ada yang dari Instagram?
Thank you for your questions. Terima kasih. Am I saying right?
Yes, terima kasih. Jadi tadi kalau misalnya $700 itu dalam rupiahnya itu kurang lebih ya hampir 10 juta ya Pak Dewo ya, 10 juta. So if Miss Fabiana is saying that 2,600 in total with the tip, ya almost kurang lebih ya kali aja 14.500 tuh. Kurang lebih ya 36 jutaan ya, luar biasa tuh. 36 juta kalau di Indonesia ada nggak gaji yang seperti itu? Di Amerika pun tidak ada, dibilang. Di Kanada pun tidak ada. There is no salary with those money, right?
I will share my salary when I worked on board. I was a media manager. Media manager. I had 4 degrees and I speak 5 languages.
Wow.
Okay? My salary was $2,400.
2,400.
No tips, no
No tips.
gratuities.
Wow.
My husband was entertainment technical manager, taking care of the shows, 3,200.
3,200.
Much less than Jeff, the cabin steward, no? And he worked very hard as well.
Yeah, that's right. Betul ya, seperti itu. Jadi ada bayangan ya, berapa sih kalau dirupiahkan kalau misalkan kalian kerja di cruise line itu seperti apa? Memang perjuangannya ya, tapi after 2 months ya, tadi ada kan 2 months vacation ya tadi ya. Jadi berliburnya ditabung, terus habis itu pulang ke Indonesia, wah foya-foya ada itu. Buat rumah.
Can I talk one thing about career?
Career, yes,
Yes.
please, yes.
So I met a gentleman, one of our clients now. He French guy. He started assistant waiter, and he thought, I just finished my hospitality school. I'm just gonna do 1 contract, just to travel a little bit. Then I'll come back home and work on land. Most crew members say that I'm gonna do only 1 contract. And then they decide to go for the second one and say, no, I'm going to do just 1 more. And then they go back home and they say, just 1 more. When they see they've been there 10, 12, 15 years. This gentleman now is the head of food and beverage department. Director of global operations for Royal Caribbean. So you may start just as a commis or cook. 4th cook, 3rd cook, 2nd cook, 1st cook, commis 2, commis 1, demi-chef de partie, sous chef, executive chef. Executive chef make about $15,000. 15. Some people may start guest services, $2,000. Eventually they become guest services manager. And after that, any manager, bar manager, housekeeping manager, or guest services manager, food services manager, they may be trained to become hotel director. Cross-training. And then a hotel director makes between $15,000 and $25,000. Anyone, any nationality can get there. Some people may start as entertainment staff. Maybe someone here has more outgoing personality. Start as a host, they may become cruise director. Okay, cruise director makes between $5,000 and $10,000 a month just to have fun. So just as an idea, the sky is really the limit. A lot of the time, some people go to the top position on board the ships and then later on gets hired by corporate office, Miami or Manila. And then they are doing recruitment or they are doing training. They travel ship to train other new people, right? So the sky is the limit.
That's right. So the interesting thing here is we are possible to have a cross training. Is it correct, Ms. Fabiana? So
That's
we can,
correct.
We can try to enhance our skill and knowledge to have maybe sometimes maybe from the F&B wants to try in the culinary, something like that. So it's very possible.
It's possible that they request change of department, even for something totally different. Let's use example. Someone maybe started as a waiter.
Yeah.
Then they go on board and they make a friend who is a photographer on board, and they discover their passion for pictures.
I see.
It's possible. They go to HR and request a change of department.
I see.
Or someone starts in the culinary arts as a commie, and later on they decide they want to be like Jeff. They want to make more tips. They want to be cabin steward.
Cabin steward.
They
yes.
will do cross training, and eventually, after a few contracts, they can change department as well.
I see. But the other thing is still there is opportunity, right, to be to have a career in the cruise line. But it's depend on the person itself, right?
That's correct. The school, like Elizabeth, can give them the basic knowledge.
I see.
If they have the right mindset and attitude, and you have a dream and you have a goal, you have to keep your mentality. That's where I want to go. Talk on board to your managers and also human resources department, and they will help you get there. If you show the extra mile,
I see.
no average, above and beyond. Surprise always the guest with beautiful smile, beautiful energy, and always anticipating the guest's needs.
I see.
When they don't expect, you are already, watch out, miss, please don't go there. Right? So you're taking care of the guests. When you have, do you celebrate birthday in Indonesia?
Yes. We do. Yes.
You invite your friends and family to your house?
Yes.
Do
That's
a
right.
barbecue, a cake?
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
So when your guests come to your house on your birthday party, how do you receive them? Hello, how are you? Thanks for coming. Visit me, my house. Come, come, come. Here's all the food that I have prepared for you. You do it with heart. You do the same. The ship is your house for 6-8 months. And the guests coming for vacation are your friends, your family. You're receiving them like you're receiving them in your home. They feel that. And the company is watching. The managers are looking for these people making exceptional vacation experience for the guests. The guests also receive a survey. And they comment. If they remember your name and they write there, this person I met was amazing, you get sometimes extra bonus.
Wow.
Sometimes as a gift, depends ship to ship, you can get the day off as a compliment from the hotel director.
Wow.
If you are the best in your section or your North department, the managers are there. They will be grateful and give you also benefits. Yes.
That's right. Jadi begitu ya adik-adik, karir di cruise line juga masih ada. Jadi maksudnya apakah akan ada nanti ke depannya pada saat kalian entah kontrak pertama, kedua, dan ketiga, yang penting adalah di sana passionnya ditunjukkan bahwa kalian bisa, kemudian tidak mudah memang di posisi itu ya, tidak mudah di posisi itu, yang jelas kalian harus bisa menunjukkan ya, bukan menunjukkan show off, tapi menunjukkan bahwa kalian punya kapabilitas yang luar biasa di sana ya. Pastinya juga salary akan follow you, kalian akan mendapatkan salary yang sesuai dengan ini. Benefit yang lain juga tadi sudah sebutkan, ada day off mungkin sebagai benefit, itu extra benefit ya yang diberikan oleh hotel manajernya yang ada di cruise line. Oke. Mungkin ada lagi pertanyaan, satu lagi, boleh? Satu lagi pertanyaan, silakan. Wah ini, this is alumni actually, alumni from Elizabeth International, and then he are really eager to join this very nice Ezzy talk. Silakan, boleh berdiri.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for the times to me. Introduce myself. My name is Sudi. I was alumni from Elizabeth International, Room Division, Housekeeping Department. Thank you, Miss.
New Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Fabiana and Mr. Dewa. I have 2 questions. Number 1, for work interview, what often the question about interview for interviewer to interview is previous is not only tell me about yourself or what your previous job experience, anything else for anything else. So question for interview. And number 2 is maybe we also accept or work in cruise line. Maybe we have so break times. May I can get the inside job, such as I was 17 years old or one year less ago. I have visited the everything cruise line, such as Seaboard and Corn, was dancing because my hobbies is dancing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sharing the Balinese tradition dance for our tourists in destination in port of Benoa, Bali. Yeah.
Let me straight the question.
Yeah,
Actually, the question is about the break time. Is it possible he
Yeah.
can perform as
Yeah,
performers
perform entertainment.
in the entertainment?
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of passion and then
Yeah.
apa namanya? Talent,
yeah.
such as dancing
Because
and then
the
etc.
tourists so love the eyes and hand and all the beautiful in the Bali. Yeah,
Okay, great.
Thank
Very
you so
good
much.
question. Thank you. Tepuk
Thank
tangan
you.
Sudi. Okay, Miss Fabiana, please answer the question. Maybe first question, how often the question, I mean, what kind of question that usually asked during the interview when you are joining
Great
the...
question. So it's hard for us to know all the questions that the clients may ask you. Some positions you're going to go through interview only with Mr. Diwa team. Other positions you go to also interview with the client. I always like to say your experience is on your resume, on your CV, right? So interview, the most important thing, when we interview someone, we want to see their personality. Never forget to bring your energy and your smile to your interview. I know we get sometimes nervous, but just be who you are. That's who they are hiring, who you are. We can teach someone the skills. We cannot teach someone personality, energy, smile, hospitality. Right? So remember always when you go to interview, this is very, very important. And be yourself. If what you put on your resume, you have actually done it, don't be afraid to say that I don't know, but I can learn. And it really depends the type of questions we ask for depending on the position. But some common questions that they ask is, why do you want to work on a ship? So some people say, I want to travel the world. Wrong answer. Of course, you want to travel the world or you wouldn't want to work on a ship. But the employer wants to know, what do you have to offer me? So they want to hear you talk about your passion, about your job, your experience, your desire to grow career, to learn more, right? And do your homework. So if you're going to an interview with Royal Caribbean, you should go to their website and do your homework, your research on Google. Know everything you need to know, right? So if I personally would be going to an interview with Carnival, what do we know about Carnival? Anyone knows anything about Carnival? They're the fun ships. It's all about entertainment, not luxury, but fun. Right? So I would say, I know Carnival is one of the best brands in the world, one of the largest companies, and I hear it's about the fun. I want to be part of the fun. I want to work hard and provide the best vacation to the guests. I want to be part of the fun. So they know you've done your research about that company. Maybe the interviewer will ask, do you know how many ships Carnival Cruise Line has now? Right? So important you know. Do you happen to know the name of the newest ship from Carnival? Right? So if you did your homework, you know it's Mardi Gras. And we know there's a new one coming soon. Again, if it's Royal, right? Do the same. What's the newest ship from Royal? Anyone knows the name? Wonder of the Seas. Well, there's already 2 more coming, one in 2023, one in 2024. Anyone knows the name? No? So Icon of the Seas next year, and 2024, Utopia of the Seas. Every time Royal launches a ship, it's the largest in the world and goes into Guinness Book. They always put some more inches in the front or the back of the ship. Yes. Also, Royal Caribbean won as the 11th best company in the world to work for. You know, there is a market research from Forbes magazine. I don't know, maybe the director can share with you guys that in classroom later. And basically, it's employees giving their opinion about their employers. And the employees from Royal rated them the 11th score, best score among the 500 largest companies in the world, competing with Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all those big companies. Royal Caribbean, 11th. So that means they really take good care of their employees, right? So those are things you should prepare when you go to the interview. Maybe learn a little bit more about the company. Another company they like to ask, they can ask is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So they want to see your drive. Are you there just for a short journey? Just to do one contract and travel the world? Or you were there because you want to learn a career, stay with the company many years, and maybe become a manager in a few years, right? So those are some common questions. Normally they like to ask, tell me about a challenging situation you had in your life. How did you overcome that challenge, that difficulty? Because in any job we may face challenges, but on a ship it seems bigger because you're not going home to see your mom, your dad. You're far away from home. Sometimes you're tired. So sometimes one hard day can seem bigger. A small problem can seem bigger. So they want to know if you can be calm and resolve and, you know, tomorrow a new day. Let's just solve the problem today. And how do you do that? And of course, that question may be related to your own job. So if you are guest services, you know in guest services, most of the time, guest comes to complain, right? So may ask you, tell me about a hard time you had when a guest came very mad at you, yelling, screaming, rude. How did you overcome that? How did you treat that guest, resolve their issue, and they left happy? Right? So they're going to ask about your own experience. Maybe if you are sommelier, you are a waiter or something, they will ask about your knowledge about wine. Tell me about the types of wine you know. Tell me 3 top brands of white wine, rosé or red wine. Maybe you're going to apply for the bartenders. They're going to say, what kind of international drinks do you know? Right? So you're going to say a few names of international drinks. Pina colada, strawberry daiquiri, Sex in the Beach. There's also beer. There's tequila, mojito, Cuba Libre. So you're going to have to sew. And if you're a bar server, you don't need to know ingredients. But if you are applying to be a bartender, maybe they ask you, how do you make a margarita? And then you have to say the ingredients, right? So there are those kind of questions they may ask you. Personality and also on the job, right? So if you're housekeeping, maybe they ask, tell me how you make a bed. Tell me what kind of products do you put in the water to disinfect the toilet, the bathroom? Do you know how to make animal towels? How to fold them, right? Things like that. Just to make sure whatever is on your resume is the truth. Because the paper can accept everything, right? But they need to validate that you have that experience. Okay? I hope I answered your question, more or less.
Terjawab ya. Can I translate it in English? Ya, tadi pertanyaannya apa aja, mungkin nanti juga boleh ditambahkan Pak Dewa ya. Jadi common questionnya yang akan ditanyakan itu adalah soft skill dan hard skill sebetulnya adik-adik ya. Why you are interesting to cruise line? Ya, jawabannya bukan karena mau jalan-jalan gratis ya. Jawabannya adalah menambah pengalaman, belajar dan lain sebagainya. Itu bagus itu ininya apa namanya. So if there is any question why you are interesting to join a cruise ship, jawabannya jangan I want to go somewhere else ya. Jadi jawabannya adalah saya ingin mengembangkan karir saya di bidang ini segala macam gitu kan ya. Kemudian tadi sudah disebutkan banyak sekali ya soft skillnya apa saja. Kemudian apa namanya handling komplain tadi sudah disebutkan juga. Related to your own job juga pastinya kalau misalnya melamar di housekeeping, caranya bikin ini itu segala macam gimana, apabila di F&B service seperti apa dan lain sebagainya. Tadi sudah disebutkan. Jadi basically the common question that will be through is soft skill and hard skill. Ya, Pak Dewo boleh ditambahkan?
The other question was about being a dancer, right? So yes, for you to become a dancer for any cruise line, you have to do audition. So normally you have to be a good dancer, but not just for one type of dance. Like if you only know Balinese, then it's going to be hard. When they hire the dancers, they do the big shows on the ships. So you dance every day, 6 to 8 hours a day, rehearsals and shows. The shows you have to learn already. So if you have great talent, you can go to audition. And then they will see your dancing skills and then they may hire you for that. But it's like you're a star, right? You have to know jazz, contemporary dancing, ballet. You have to know a lot of different types of dancing. Also for some companies like Carnival is a reference in entertainment at sea. They are known as entertainment #1. Normally the dancers have also to be able to sing. Their shows are style Las Vegas style, so the dancers, they also have to know how to sing, and the singers also need to know how to dance. And then they dance and sing simultaneously with the microphone, performing the show. So if you are passionate about it, follow your dream, but it's just not the most easiest job to get because you must be a star. But you can start in another position, and then you're going to get to meet the other dancers, know what you need to improve on, and then later on maybe you can do an audition on board the ship. It's sometimes easier to do audition on the ship than do audition outside of the ship because those auditions only happen in US and UK. So the candidate would have to travel at their own cost. So a little bit hard. Easier when you're already on the ship.
All right, so let me continue the question, actually, the audition about the performance. Yeah, the interesting thing is what kind of performance are they performed, actually? Is there any Indonesian or more specifically like Balinese dancer dancing over there? No? It's more like
the shows are more like Las Vegas style.
Okay.
Musicals. So they normally each ship has minimum 4, maximum 20 different types of shows.
I see.
On Royal, for example, right now they have aerial shows. They also have on ice shows. So those are specific dancers that also know how to skate, ice skate. And the other ones also doing malabarism in the air for aerials. And then you have the regular dance shows where they have to sing and dance at the same time. And they are, you know, they could be one about the 70s. Another show could be about the 80s. Another one can be a rock show with the best rock music in the world. So it's really about just performing like in a Vegas way.
In a Vegas way. So untuk tradisi.
So it's international dancing. There's nothing. I get a lot this question from Brazilians that are good with samba. Right? Yeah, the Brazilian samba. But also nothing from one only culture is part of the shows. It's always like more international dancing.
So it's applied in the all over the cruise ship, right?
That's right. That's right. And they also rotate the shows in different ships.
I see.
Yeah, and there's all nationalities. The dancers and singers are from any nationality. No restrictions there. But even someone from Europe, maybe from Italy, they are not going to dance only tarantella. They have to dance it all, and vice versa.
Alright, thank you. Pak Dewa mungkin mau menambahkan, silakan Pak Dewa.
Oke, jadi gini, Dek, di kapal tuh kita kalau di karnival ya, di kapalnya Pak dulu, di perusahaannya Pak dulu, itu namanya crew talent show. Crew talent show. I think it will be regular 3 months or 2 months. Jadi setiap 2-3 bulan sekali ada namanya crew talent show. Kita udah biasa di sana ngadang kecak, ngadang calon narang, Dek. Itu udah biasa. Galungan, adik cari aja di Google. Kru yang paling terbesar tuh di Royal. We have, we call that Galungan Day. So mostly the Balinese people at the cruise ship, especially the Royal, they make the ceremony. Adik bisa cari Galungan tahun ini. Yang paling besar itu di Oasis of the Seas di Royal. Dia buat kecak, dia buat we make suckling pig on the cruise ship. Jadi seremoninya itu emang bener meriah. Pak kebetulan 4 kali ngeliangin dari kliang di kapal. 4 kali.
Jadi klien Pak Dewa?
Iya jadi kliang.
Wah,
Di
luar
kapal
biasa.
tuh kita ada setiap ada mau galungan, kita itu ada banjar. Jadi kita buat gayor. Kayak di sini di Bali ini kan gayor namanya. Kita buat angkul-angkul, kita buat padmesane, yang perempuan ada yang jarit, ada yang ngai pajegan, buat canang, ada ngai pejati, yang cowok-cowok mebat. That's normal. Adik search saja di YouTube. Galungan tahun ini yang paling terbesar itu anak Royal di kalau tidak salah Oasis of the Seas. Mereka ngadang kecak, jadi di State of Theater itu diizinkan nama kapal. Jadi ini dipentaskan di depan tamu, depan passenger langsung kecaknya ini. Jadi bisa di sana dikembangkan untuk tarinya. Atau talent yang lain, caul narang kayak itu udah biasa kita buat, kirim tapal barong dari Bali ke sana udah biasa. Itu udah ada dari zaman tahun 2006 Pak di kapal sampai sekarang masih ada tradisi itu. Ya.
Ya. Jadi luar biasa. Siapa tahu Sudi nanti bisa jadi nyalonin ya jadi klien. Yeah, interesting. Pak Dewa was like head of organization in Balinese cruise liners ya di sana Pak Dewa ya. So ya jadi bisa ya ada kemungkinan. Jadi Sudi ya, benar ya Sudi ya. Nanti kumpulin aja teman-temannya tuh sekarang ya, yang bisa nari, yang bisa apalah segala macam. Jadi ada perkumpulannya juga ya Pak Dewa. Jadi difasilitasi oleh cruise-nya, kebetulan Royal ya Pak Dewa ya. Jadi oleh Royal Carnival dan lain sebagainya. Jadi itu sebuah kekayaan juga ya bahwa kita Bali juga bisa show di sana. Oke. You want to add something?
Can I?
Yes, please.
A very good point that Mr. Diwa reminded. We have the crew talent shows on board. Also important to mention, we work hard. Remember, we also play hard. So cruise lines try to provide entertainment activities only for crew. So there's bingo only for crew, party night at the disco, at the nightclub. Sometimes they even close the nightclub to the guests and it's only crew night. Yes, there's also a crew bar on board. I don't know if Balinese like to have a beer once in a while or a wine. Now that is to be very careful. They want you to relax, meet with your friends, maybe have a drink at night. Drink responsibly because it's the #1 cause for dismissal. People, instead of drinking 1, drink 5 or 10, get in trouble. Next day, go home. But it's important to know there's a lot of activities, raffles, shore excursions. Sometimes they organize shore excursions just for crew. So if you're not scheduled to work that day, you can go out. Also crew discounts.
Crew discount.
Yeah, so if you want to buy something at the duty free, normally you have 20% discount.
Wow, 20%.
If the ladies want to go get their nails or their hair done in the spa, 40% discount.
40, yeah.
Massage, right? And also family and friends can cruise with you with also discount. So if your family then wants to go spend a week with you on board, they can. That's nice.
Luar biasa. Wow, banyak
Husband,
sekali
wife
ya.
as well.
Husband and wife also. Oke, nice. Luar biasa. Jadi sebetulnya pertanyaan masih banyak Pak Dewa and Miss Fabiana actually, but the time is not really long. Jadi kita mungkin satu pertanyaan terakhir deh untuk adik-adik ya, kita akhiri dulu. Tapi sebelum kita akhiri, satu pertanyaan terakhir buat kalian tadi. Tadi kan banyak ya, kebanyakan keuntungannya tadi. Nah, coba sekarang ada pertanyaan lain mungkin. Silakan. Atau tadi saya ada dengar bisik-bisik durasi pekerjaannya ya? Ada yang nanya begitu tadi ya? Okay. So, yeah, before we start the talk show, actually, I have asked them about the frequent question that will be thrown. So, how long the duration of the contract itself for cruise line? And is it continuously or there is some apa ya, term and condition will be applied? Yeah.
Great questions. No, when you start to work on a ship, it's a career like any other job. But you get tired after 6 to 8 months working no days off, so they send you home for 2 months vacation, like your weekends. It's a career you can stay up to 35 years with them. When you retire, they give you a big chunk of money, like a thank you for your long-term dedication. Minimum 10 years and then multiples of 5. So they keep increasing the bonus for longer you stay with the company. It's just the way the contract is outlined needs to give you time to rest, right? Because you don't have weekends. So you work 6 to 8 months, depending on the cruise line and also the position. It's in weeks. And then you go home for 6 to 8 vacation and repeat the cycle for as long as you want. Remember I said a lot of people say, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 contracts. Then they go home and they get bored. It's a little bit addicting to work on the cruise ship. And nothing like working on land. So if you really like it, then it's hard to quit. So you say, you know, now I'm going to do only 1 more. And then you miss your friends, you miss the fun, you miss the travels, you miss the money. So it's up to you how long you're going to stay. The only way to terminate a contract is if you do something illegal or wrong. They will not terminate you unless it's for reason. So most reasons are 1, drinking, intoxication. 2, use of drugs. 3, harassment. I always say sometimes when we drink too much, the lady will say no, and the man or vice versa understand no as yes. That's also ground for termination. And of course, poor performance. So if you are scheduled to go to the drills and you don't show up to the drills, the captain can terminate you because it's very, very important to do safety on board. If you are late to work, first time you get a warning. Second time, maybe, you know, it's termination. Sometimes third time. So only things like that. You don't show up groomed, looking nice, smelling good, looking your best, no shaving, wrong uniform, dirty uniform, things like that. First time, you get a verbal warning. Second time, written warning. Third time, chicken or pasta. You know what it means? You're on an airplane. They take you and escort you out and finish your contract, right? So you must be doing something wrong in order to be fired. Now, of course, sometimes people want to resign, and that's also okay. If you think you've done enough, you don't want to go back, then you let the company know.
Thank you, Miss Fabiana. That's very inspiring. Actually, yeah, the term is 6 to 8 months, and then depends on the cruise ship as well. So the earliest is 6 months, is it correct?
There is one company only that does shorter contracts. It's Seabourn. But Seabourn is a very small ship, only 400 guests, 380 crew.
I see.
One cruise on Seabourn, the guests will pay $15,000 per person. Very expensive. I cannot afford yet. So for that reason, they only take people who have experience with a 6-star hotel or prior ship experience with top brands. So you have to be exceptional. And for that reason also, they want to give shorter contracts. So it's 4 months, 2 months vacation.
Okay.
But that's the only one. Most of the others are 6 to 8 months contracts.
I see. Great. And then yang tadi juga disebutkan bahwa the interesting thing is the student of Elizabeth International is already knows about this regulation actually. If they are wearing bad grooming and then not shaving and then etc., there will be verbal warning as the same as the cruise, right? So we are applying the same actually. So you will not get shocked. Kalian tidak akan kaget pada saat kalian di kapal mau di hotel. So you will be ready. Ya, kalian ready bahwa harus grooming, kemudian jangan telat, harus in time dan lain sebagainya.
Clock
ya.
in, clock out. You have to scan
Punch
your
in.
card every time you go to work and then when you
Correct.
finish work. Yep.
That's right. Baik, so jadi untuk pertemuan kali ini Ezzy Talk hari ini sudah selesai. Jadi menarik sekali ya pertemuan kali ini yang luar biasa sudah didatangi oleh Miss Fabiana Estrella dari Castaway, kemudian Bapak Dewa Mahendra juga dari Castaway Indonesia. Mungkin maybe you would like to say the closing remarks before we end this very beautiful talk show, please.
I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And if you still have questions, don't hesitate to send your email to indonesia@castaway.com. And I'm sure that Diwa and the local team will be very happy to answer any questions you may have. I will pass the word to Mr. Diwa to do the closing remarks, since he is our big star here, bringing the success to Indonesia and Elizabeth International School. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you, Miss Fabiana. Bapak Dewa, boleh mungkin menyampaikan closing remarks-nya, silakan, Mbak.
Oke, terima kasih waktunya untuk tim di Elizabeth. Adik-adik, terima kasih semua waktunya. Pesannya Pak yang terakhir, tetap berjuang, tetap belajar bahasa Inggris. Siapa yang ingin bekerja ke luar negeri, saran saya hati-hati. Ya, hati-hati, bijak melihat record dari salah satu agensi itu. Ya, biar tidak tadi kena kasus penipuan lagi. Oke, sukses untuk kalian semua. Thank you ya.
Baik, terima kasih. Dengan berakhirnya closing remarks tadi, so we end this very nice Ezzy Talk. But before that, we have some souvenir for you as appreciation. You are being here to spend your time. Please, Avi, boleh Miss Ayu, boleh untuk menyerahkan. We are really thank you for coming in our beautiful school. Oke, kemudian kita ada lagi satu. Yeah. Yeah, there is a coffee actually, coffee made by farmer in Sekumpul. Yeah, coffee farmers. Yeah. Ya, ya, Pak Dewa juga. Bapak Dewa boleh? Ya, kita ada souvenir. Baik, kita akan sesi foto bersama dulu. Ya, baik, sebelah sini. Miss Fabiana, yeah, you may. We're taking a picture together with the students. Ya, semuanya berdiri, boleh berdiri semuanya? Iya. Oke, semuanya boleh merapat, yang di sebelah, di belakang boleh ke depan. Ya, boleh ke depan aja, nggak apa-apa.
Tiga, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
sukses luar biasa. 3, 2, take video sekali ya. Jadi kalau saya tanya how are you, jawabannya incredible sukses. Biar beda versi.
Jawabannya incredibly sukses.
3, 2, 1, how are you? Incredibly sukses. Oke, thank you.
Luar biasa. Terima kasih banyak Bapak Dewa sudah menyempatkan hadir di Elizabeth International. Baik. Terima kasih Pak Dewa. Miss Fabiana, thank you so much. Sir, certainly. Yes, certainly. Thank you very much, Miss Fabiana. Baik, kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk Miss Fabiana dan Pak Dewa. Baik. Oke, selanjutnya boleh yang punya CV, boleh diangkat CV-nya sekarang, keluarkan CV-nya. Diangkat CV-nya. Oke, keluarkan CV-nya. Baik, dengan berakhirnya tadi sesi Ezzy Talk yang luar biasa pada hari ini, kita bersama dengan Castaway International dan juga Castaway Indonesia. Jadi maka berakhir juga agenda pada hari yang luar biasa ini. Kita ketemu lagi di Ezzy Talk selanjutnya. Saya tutup dengan Parama Santi. Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sukses luar biasa. Baik, sekarang